One moment whilst I find the video so I can see your chat. I've got my other glasses on, so I might be able to see better today. Another pair of glasses. Come on, show. That's it. Let me see who's here. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, wait for one moment. Hello, everybody watching on replay. Thank you for watching. Hi, Chris. It's a nice sunny morning here. Isn't it nice? Right, looks like everyone's sort of arrived now. I'm going to start today. I've just got a coffee here, sorry. Starting another, I'll just go through what I've got. Everyone always asks me what book I'm using. Morning, Stephen. Morning, Kate. Morning, Diane. I'm using this today, which is small for me, and I might struggle. Hi, Marg. This is a Moleskine watercolour pocket size, I think they call it, and it's got watercolour paper in it, although it's quite thin. It's quite thin pages. It's got a slight texture on it. Morning, Terry. I like starting mornings like this too, so I'm going to use this book. I've already sort of started in it. I did some like butterflies and birds and some doodly flowers, and then it goes on a bit and it's got some lemons, and it goes on a bit and it's got a seagull and a puffin and a boat, and it goes on a bit more and it's got some random floral bits and a walnut, because you can always stick a walnut in, can't you? There's some seasidey bits. And then there's this that I did the other day, you might have seen. And then I'm not sure what I did there, but I might do a bird here because I'm going to try and cover most of it. I don't like wasting pages. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to turn you around. Oh, I'm going to paint the starling today. I'm not sure whether it's a good idea, because they are quite difficult to paint because but their colours are fantastic, and there's loads at the minute in my garden, and I quite like them because they're cheeky things. So I've got this book, and the first starling, so I thought, well, I'll just start there to see how it goes. So I'm going to turn you around. So forgive me whilst it goes all wibbly wobbly for a minute. I think that would do. I might have to zoom in a bit because I'm using a smaller book. Tangled up. Right, can you see? Yes, you can. Right. So I'm just using that as a reference. My bird will probably turn out awful, the first one that I do. I'm not quite sure how to... The paint... Oh, God. The paints I'm using... My tissue. I'm not sure how these are going to turn out, but they might not come out as birds. They might come out as made-up things. I'm not sure. This is a synthetic brush. It's got a nice point on it, and you can see it's really... And it's... Sorry guys, it's from Sea Whites of Brighton. They're really cheap. I think this paintbrush is like £2 something, £2 like that. And I will, when I can get down there, I'll buy a load of stuff, because I usually buy a load of stuff for my watercolour classes I do. So I have got a few of these, but they're all used. So anyway, enough of that. These paints, I'm using different paints. I forgot I had this. I used it the other day, but this is Schmink. I'm so good at saying what everything's called, but it's SCHMINCKE, Schminkle. I don't know. Right, so birds. My dog's barking, if you can hear him. Let me just have a cup of coffee and get my head together. They might end up upside down because I've done this. Right. Hi, Audrey. I'm not sure I said hello to you. Where to start? I've got my cleanish water. It's not, everything's around the wrong way because I want to do it on this side. I'm gonna put my paint palette, which is probably filthy, on top of that. Yeah. So I'm not sure. This is a weird shape, this book. It's really small. I'm gonna zoom in a bit for you guys because it's hang on, sorry, just gonna wobble it around a bit. Where's the edge of the table? If I do it there, I don't know what my dog's barking at. I should have shut the door. I'm always worried about him jumping over the wall. If he sees a cat, he's off. Right, starling. To me, they're quite green. Oh, someone was asking about mixing greens, how to mix true greens. Well, I've got, whenever I paint, I usually have all my greens. Let me see how many greens are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 greens here, and I usually mix them all up together. And then just to make, or well, if I want a yellowy green, I'd put a bit more yellow in with it. Just mix other colours in with them, and to knock it back to make it less of a vibrant garish green, if you either put a pink or a little bit of red in it, it usually knocks it back and makes it more of a olivey colour. So that's a good way to get a nice green rather than a horrible bright gary green. So I don't clean my palette ever either. Some people wash their palette off afterwards, but I find that I like picking up the colours I've used before. So there we go. Oh, hi Marcy. Is it Marcy or Marky? Oh, I don't know. Right, I haven't painted a bird for ages, and I do struggle painting birds. I have trouble with the shapes of them, but this is probably going to end up really tight and weird, and I might just, I don't know, it's probably going to end up awful. Does that look like a bird? I have trouble getting their heads the right shape. Oh, here comes my dog. I can hear his little feet. Maybe it looks weird starting off with green. It may be a mistake. Oh, I don't know. Just slap that on. I'm just sort of getting the main shape, because you can draw it, by the way, but I like to make things extra difficult for me and not sketch it out first. I tend to like sketch with, this is all wrong, never mind. It might look like a starling when I've finished. Look how terrible that looks. Let's put a bit of blue in here. I'm not sure what these colours are. Oh gosh, that one's really dark. Stay away from that side. I haven't used this palette for a while either, so it's going to be a bit hit and miss to where I pick up colours. Stick a bit of blue in this starling, because they're really pretty colours if you look at a starling closely. I'm sure you have them places, don't you, wherever you're watching. I don't know, we've got different birds everywhere, haven't we? But this isn't going to look like a bird. You can get to laugh with me at my bird failures. They have brown in them. Stick a bit of brown in it. That's yellow ochre. Now I can say it properly, thanks to whoever told me how to say it. I struggle. I don't know. Let's put his legs in. I was just looking at my nails then. I've got gardening hands. Look, they're horrible. dog just came in for a drink and now he's scarpered off again to bark at everything. I'm trying to keep this all wet because I'm trying to get the colours to smudge in a bit. Doesn't look like a bird, does it? I'm going to give it some flowers or something. I don't know. Does it look like a starling? Not yet. It will. Promise. I'm just sort of getting its little colours in there. I'm going to come in with black and ruin it all. It has more green in it. It's greeny, nice bright green on its back here. What I'm sort of using as inspiration is the drawings in that book, well, illustrations should I say. I'm trying to not make it look like that, but it is hard when you're just copying off of something. Oh well. Right, I've got a black here, which is, it's really nice, this black. And this paint, it's really like smooshy, if that's a word. It's quite black actually. It might be too black for what I want. Maybe I just need to mix it with some blue. Bluey black. They're like a bluey black. Dave's asking, is there any reason why I haven't used them much? As you can see, I've used them quite a lot, as they're all quite worn out. I just forgot. I used to use them all the time at one point, but they're really nice. They're bright and I love the colours. There's lots of pigment in them. I like paints from the tube rather than in pans. I like squirting my own colours in because there are some in here that I don't use. But they're really lovely. They're quite really like moist and juicy. Is that a word? Yeah, juicy paints. I like them. I know painting this now, I can tell you I'm going to come in with lots of pen over the tops to save it because it looks terrible. Let's give it a darker belly. It hasn't got its little beak yet or its eye. I'll do its eye later when I've finished. Bring it to life a bit. I'm just trying to get the colours. You missed it, Mrs. T. I've done that. You'll have to watch it on catch up. It was you that asked, so I couldn't remember who'd asked me. Just trying to get a bit of its texture in. I'm going to come and blot out a bit because, I don't know, because I'm feeling he needs a little bit of highlights here and there, and then I might. The thing is with birdies, it needs to dry, and my heat gun is right over there. I'm going to stick a bit of salt on him for a little bit of texture. Maybe whilst I'm waiting for him to dry a bit, I can do. It does look like a bird. Yeah, that looks like a bird. It's all right. I'm happy now. Yeah, maybe whilst he's drying, I can do a bit of give him some places to sit or something. Some flowers around him. I'm just going to do his beak. They have quite long, pointy beaks, don't they, starlings? So they can peck things and bully the other birds. They make lovely noises, starlings. Have you heard them? So I'm doing sound effects to my painting. I've smudged all this. Smudged. I'm just going to blot a bit because and make a big spudgy mess everywhere. Pencils. I feel I need to. These are. This is a really cheap Home Hobby watercolour pencil. Did I get my water changed? Does it look like it? I think I did change it the other day, but I always forget. I always forget. Let's give him an eye. Let me just draw in a bit of beak detail. Give him an eye. And then I'll come in with a white pen to, eyes always help birds, don't they? There's a bit in the wrong place, but I don't care. Let's give a bit of detail whilst I'm here. Oh, my dog's going to be waking up all the neighbours. I must curse him. They're quite, I like the way they look quite messy, starlings, sometimes. They just don't care. Yeah, I should write a note and stick it on my tripod here to say, change your water, dirty girl. It's not as bad as my water I use for my acrylics that gets really like stinky, like a big stinky pond, bog water. Watercolour water is not so bad. I don't know. Pencil, blue one. Just come in. Oh, I'm using the wrong sharpener really. It makes it all short and funny. It's not. Starlings aren't quite as blue as this, but hey ho, it's my painting. I'm just sort of drawing in some areas. Hello, Cyril. He's come. What have you been barking at, mister? What have you been barking at? Good boy. He's been a good boy. Thank you, Natalie. Dirty water, beautiful painting. Don't know, it's a bit smudged. I don't know how to smudge it. When I put his little highlight in his eye, he'll pop to life, and I might come in with a bit of white pen. But let's do some flowers around him and give him something to sit on because he looks like he's just balancing there. Mark's asking what's my dog's name. His name, he came with his name. He's a rescue dog from the Dogs Trust, and he came with the name Sir Cyril, and he's a Jack Russell Terrier. This is a branch, by the way, but it doesn't really look like a branch. I'll do that and then give it some flowers. Not sure what flowers. Yeah, Sir Cyril. You mustn't forget the Sir in front. And he hates other dogs. He bites them, so it's really difficult taking him out for walks. Luckily, I've got a huge garden where he can run around freely and do what he likes. And he also doesn't like people very much and bites them too. So he's a lovely dog, though. He's just had a bad, very bad start in life, and he's lovely. He's so lovable, really. Except he wouldn't think twice about biting your nose off. There we go. He's bitten a few people. It's a bit difficult. You got a Yorkie poo named Minnie. That's cute. I never had a dog before. My daughter brought him for me to look after me about 5, 6, maybe 6 years ago now. It's a bit scary, yeah. And he's the best thing ever that's ever happened to me. I'm not sure what flowers I'm doing, but they're sort of flowery things. I thought I'll take this off here now because look, I've buggered that up. Blot it off, rub it away. This looks quite pretty, yeah. So here we go, Mrs. T, are you paying attention? I'm going back to my greens. I said this is a really difficult shape to... Let me just put my palette here a minute. I'll just go over the greens again for you. I'm using some greens now to make some leaves. I've got like 8 different greens in my palette here, but I won't use, sometimes I use them straight out the colours, because sometimes I like a gaudy green. But if you want natural colour greens, if you like doing a landscape in a more realistic painting, if you knock, let me get this big gaudy green for you here. This is probably like an emerald green or something. I'll just do a bit here for you. As you can see, it's pretty, but it's quite garish. So if you mix, I'm not sure what colours am I using. I'm using like this purpley pink. If I mix a little bit of a colour, a red or a orange or a pink that I'm using, or a purple, I just put a little bit of that in, and it sort of knocks it back a bit, and you get more of a natural green. See how it's naturaler? Is that a word? Probably not. Let me do it again, and I'll mix it in a brighter red with that. This palette, I haven't got enough space to mix colours, because I usually let's put a bit of like this bright reddy colour here. See, it really dulls it down. You can make a nice black doing that as well if you put too much red in, but you have to be careful that it doesn't go muddy. So this is the same green but with the red in it. So you can get different greens just by using one green, by adding, just add extras in it. And also I like adding blues to my greens as well, just for shadows and things, which I quite like. So I'm just giving my beds some, these look a bit like peonies, pinky peonies. Let's give a bright one here. My peonies are budded at the minute outside. I haven't had them very long, my peony bushes. I really love them. I think they're a couple of years old now, so they're starting to bush up a bit. Well, one of them is. And they've got nice big juicy buds on them. They're still small. I like colour. Colour's good. Ooh. I've got hair in my paint. That's disgusting. Come out. Get off. Let's give it more leaves. I'm not sure what this is. It's like a made up tree. Hi Francis. Sorry if I've missed anyone that's come in. Just say hi and I'll try and say hi. Put in a little bud of something. I'm not sure what flowers these are, but they're sort of peony things. Oh, I don't know. Cover up that smudgy bit I did. Just put a pinker one over here as well, just to balance it up a bit. Don't like that pink. I want a nice bright pink. I haven't got a bright pink in here. I like that opera pink, but my tube has runned out. So I need to get some more. Peony's your favourite flower? Yay. They're bloody difficult to paint. It's all those petals. I do like those big froofy ones. I quite like how that's... Oh, you can't see over there. I'm pointing to something you can't see. I like how that's gone... Oops. Squidgy. Anyway, my bird, he's sort of drying out, and I'm going to give him an eye because I'm just finding a pen. Sorry. Now I got these Uniball pens and it's a bit hit and miss which one's going to work. I'm trying to find one with the most ink in it. I haven't got anything to test it on. Grab that. do. That one works. I'm just going to give him a little highlight in his eye to make him look more alive. So yes, I am alive. I am not a dead bird. God, I'm going to make a big smudge everywhere. And it's not going to work because it's a bit wet. I might come in and wait for that to dry a bit more. That's where I put the salt. And I'm going to stick a bit of bleach in these flowers, just not to make them not so heavy. I like these leaves here, so I'm going to. Oh, my dog's going cray cray. Add some blue. Which blue did I use? This blue, I think. Yeah, it's pretty. I like blue leaves. Where should I put another one here? We haven't had rain here for ages. It rained a tiny bit last night. Must be like 5 weeks where we haven't had much rain. It needs to rain. I'm fed up of watering my garden, and all my plants are like looking a bit sorry for themselves. And then the green fly have taken over my lupins. It's watered down bleach I use, Chris. Yeah, I couldn't change Sir Cyril's name, Kristen. I couldn't change it because it suited him so well. Because I walked in there and I was looking at all these dogs, and then the woman sort of got to know me a bit more, and she went, I've got just the perfect dog for you, and she came out with Cyril. And it took ages and ages before I could adopt him properly, because I had to go there like the first couple of weeks. I wasn't even allowed to touch him because he just used to bite people. So, and they were a bit apprehensive of letting me touch him, but he loved me. And my daughter, he came with me, and my son, and he was just lovely. He's my lovely baby. God, I sound awful. I used to think it was funny how people used to call their dogs and that their babies and whatever, but I totally get it now. I just think of weird people. It's a dog, but they're not. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what else to do to this. His feet have disappeared. Let me just draw them in a bit. I'm not sure why they disappeared. I need to add some. It's because it's brown, but never mind. They're more pinky. He add a bit more to his beak too. Crazy dog ladies. I used to have cats before, but I've decided dogs are much better when they're not barking and keeping the neighbours awake. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but there we go. I'm just drawing in some extra leaves and bits and adding to them. I might add some scribbles over the top of the flowers because they're annoying me. Oh, we can't even see that. You can see it there. Just make them look a bit more like flowers, or not. Just add in scribbles, scribbly things. I want my Posca pen, so I want to add some dots over yellow Posca pen, if it works, yeah. Suppose this hasn't run out yet. It's still got lots of life in it. Yeah, my cats were rescue cats as well, and I had them, and they lived. They were like 21 when they died. One was a little bit older, I think. Yeah, this is still really wet. I wanted to add some more detail to his, so you can see his feathers a bit more. Maybe I'll just draw in, I don't know. He looks a bit like that. See, such a realistic looking bird. Not. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. So, thanks for joining me, guys. My birds will get better as I go on. Practice makes perfect and all that. And I'll probably be adding a few bits. There, anyway. That's that for today. And I'm going to go and stop my noisy dog from barking. And I will see you tomorrow with what we're going to... Hang on, let me just check what's next in... Oh, we're going to paint a song thrush next. Have a lovely day, everybody, and have a good night, if it's night time, evening, whatever. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.